Hey, fellow metallurgists, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Whiskerwood Pirate Seas. Episode 6, Gearing Up to Smelt Our Own Ores. Once the smoked fish is done, I can have you guys vote for the next project. What is the next major project? Faster transportation to the top of the hill, or smelting? Do you want me to design a method where we can like start strip mining from the top of the hill, or do you want me to just start smelting copper and bronze and the like? It'll be up to you. Alright, services, bathing dock. So we're getting pretty close to what we need in order to have, like, bathing docks on top of one another. So that there's, like, a bathing district. Looking good. Smokery has 2 more planks to be delivered. It's very close.
Droughts in the southern colonies have ruined their cotton harvests.
This one wants me to produce cotton. Guess what? I already did it.
You have been entrusted.
Thank you for the approval, dummy. Telling me to do things I've already done. All right, which tax collector shows up today? My current impatience is... So I might as well just do a large shipment to bring it up to a top 4. The trick with this is they're going to require a lot of resources that I would rather not part with, but oh well. You know, how about we just throw a bunch of fish at them? They don't want it, which is all the more reason to give it to them, right? Because I have a lot of fishermen right now, so I can just resupply the fish. It's no problem. So there's your large shipment of stinky, rotten fish. Fat cats. And it looks like ore smelting won by small margins, so that we'll start doing that in a minute here. A supply ship. I'm going to refuse. And refusing because we had maxed out our satisfactions, so now I can afford to turn down supplies. Okay, we are gonna want... Ooh. Let's grab fuel and old rags. We're gonna want that farming engineer, or farming apprentice, Raveno, or... Yeah, Raveno, probably. So, Raveno, you work where? Here? You fired, but don't worry, it's not like, because I don't like you. And we'll put in Kilgore instead. So Raveno can't smell, so the pollution over here is not going to bother Raveno at all. So Raveno is going to go into the smokery and start making smoked fish, picking up from this small warehouse and delivering this small warehouse. So this small warehouse is like, it's the fish district. Something fishy going on over here. And as I get more planks, I'll plank up the area so that we can traverse it faster. So we got smoked fish. No builders available. Ah, yes. Checking in. It's been 4.5 days. And Nabla is an apprentice, but not yet a master. It's a long process. Like I said, it takes a very long time. It's worth it in the end, maybe, but it ain't fast. All right, we have 2 miners working on mining. I have no available builders. I don't know where to pull from. Do I have to add smoked fish to the cafe? So yeah, in this case, what I could do is I can say no longer serve up fish in the cafe. But I don't want to do that just yet because I'm going to want to wait for me to build up a supply of smoked fish because otherwise I'm just going to like starve them out. Because, you know, I only have so many berries. My worker will be Whirlig. Oh, no, Whirlig's definitely needs to stay in there. So Fangface, you're going to be the builder. Whirlig was the apprentice allowing us to even fish in the first place. Yes, so in the cafe, there's an allowed foods list, and I can use that to trigger what is being offered in the cafe and what isn't. And generally, people eat in the cafe, so if you modify what is available in the cafe, you're modifying what is available for everyone. Oh, looking good. Alright, you need to mine. There's no rhyme or reason to these mining tunnels. They're just mining a little bit everywhere. It's mostly just for stone. The person working in the cafe is mostly just sitting there all day long, yes. If you want, you can micromanage it so that you hire and fire them constantly, but that's just gonna... That's a headache. That's a nightmare. Which is why I'm not doing it. So yeah, they have a pretty light work schedule, but like, oh well, whatever. Let's add the charcoal maker before I do the other bathing. I think that makes the most sense. So we'll stick the charcoal furnace in here. And for that, it's going to need cut stone that I currently don't have. Because our cut stone worker is being trained as a craftmaster. So it's going to take a minute for us to like actually get that realized. Ooh, look at that. That looks good. So I don't think today anyone actually ate. It's hard to say. Maybe they're starting to eat smoked fish. No, they're not. I could see their consumption down here. I'm going to put Big Brody, despite the fact that he's in the wrong guild, from foraging to stone cutting, just so that I can get enough stone for the charcoal. Smuggle. There is not a lot of stuff kind of worth smuggling out right now. I mean, I could smuggle the fuel, but I'm about to use the fuel, so I'm going to dismiss this ship. I don't think that there's a reasonable thing for us to offer him because we don't have an excess of stuff worth smuggling out. Ooh, let's get rid of the springtime planning thing finally.
The insects are waking.
So what I'm gonna do is unlock unlock a random policy and complete this, and then put people back.
Waking up. You have been entrusted.
There. Just wanted that quest to go away. Whisker ship. What do we need? So in terms of guild representation, we have 4 miners. We have 4 engineers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6 farmers and 5 navigators. We're about to add to our engineering, I think, once we get the ore furnace. No, actually the ore furnace is the mining guild. The charcoal furnace is the explorers guild. So maybe we'll add a mining guild. And specifically, ideally, one that has some apprenticeship. Because of our current population, we have Madsy. No, we already have apprentices. Madsy's an apprentice. So it's not necessary. Ideally, we're going to want a can't smell apprentice. Meaning, like, maybe Aram getting trained in apprenticeships. I think I'm going to do that right now. So, mining camp. Hang on, mining camp. You are gonna go back to school. Because he can't smell, so it doesn't really matter. Like, he's not gonna mind being in a ore furnace or charcoal furnace or anything like that. So we'll have him start training up for Craftmaster, but I'll probably pull him out when he's an apprentice. Alright, with that said, it wouldn't be bad to get, like, a warm-bodied miner. And a thoughtful explorer apprentice. Here's a gifted teacher, swift miner. A diligent miner? Oh, I'll settle for a diligent miner. Okay. Getting close to that 21 pop that it asked me to do. Raffle timer's up for Willow, or whatever her name was. Oxel? Willow. Why did I come up with Willow? Unnamed. Actually, you know what? Train you two. Fill the school. Education is a weapon, and I intend to wield it. How do you not have smoked fish yet? Like, what are you even producing, Ravenel? You're like the fastest worker ever because you're like overly skilled to work in a smokery, but I don't see that there's... Do we have smoked fish? Where's my smoked fish going? Like, for real. It's not here in the cafe. It's not anywhere in my storages. He's like working in the smokery to produce nothing. I'm so confused. You go in there and you come out with nothing. How? Where is it going? I am so confused. He's just eating as he works. He's like, oh, yum. Some locks. Yum. Yeah, I really don't know. I truly do not know where it's going. He's been like diligently working all day long. Towards what? I really could not say. But apparently it's going up in smoke, yeah. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? Logistics. I'm gonna say I know what happened. I did not say to pick up. So I don't care where he picks up the fish. I care that it's delivered to this warehouse. What's happening was I didn't have a source of coal or fuel that Raveno could source from. So it was my fault. Because in the logistics here, you can only pick up from one warehouse, and this warehouse doesn't have coal in it, so therein lies the problem. Right? So yeah, problem solved. It was a me issue. It was my brain too small issue. So now that we have charcoal furnace, I don't need charcoal right now. But you guys had voted for me to spin up my ore furnace. And that requires more cut stone that I currently don't have. There we go. Ore furnace will go there. And I think what I'll do is I'll put in the pathwork now. And then soon we'll have a lovely ore furnace. Now, the other thing I could do, I could mine these out and have a underground storage underneath the grass area. I think that would not be a necessarily bad idea once I have the better long stairs to put a path here and then long stairs down to underground storage so that like the ore furnace can draw from underground. God, that looks so cool. I didn't realize the research building looked like a lighthouse. The reason why I didn't bother with the fuel storage there is like I intend to just fill it with fish. As long as the fuel isn't so far away, it should not be an issue. Hopefully. I could also build a warehouse for the charcoal furnace to store the fuel nearby so that the run for the smokery is very short. But yeah, we're making smoked fish now that I figured out the issue. I don't think we have our first batch. No, don't have a first batch yet, but at least it's being produced. Oh yeah, plus 75. And really soon that bland food should be solved, which is the biggest complaint within the colony. So I'm gonna stop stocking fish today. I hope I'm not doing it prematurely. And then I'm gonna put Fangface in the smokery, leaving Nabla. Ooh, Nabla graduated. Craft master. So Nabla, if you're a craft master, we'll drop you in the sawmill. And then pull Breakfire out. And Breakfire, you are gonna go get Smart. Actually, no, you're gonna sit out because I need a builder. What was that noise? Oh, that's usually the noise of... Oh, research. Organized heating is now done. More powerful and permanently installed sources of heat that requires a fire tender to keep them supplied with fuel. Cool. That'll be good for next winter. Back to the research board. So that's like a big bonfire that you would just have installed. And as you can see, that one bonfire covers just about every single house that I have. Pretty awesome. Research. I think I've identified a need for long stairs, so let's not put it off anymore. Let's actually get it. And we're starting to stock smoked fish. I don't know if we're gonna have enough food for everyone to enjoy by the end of today, but you know, we'll see. I know that there isn't mining camps remotely close by to that to actually mine there. Madsy, we'll have you go do that now. Okay, yeah. The cafe is half filled with smoked fish this time around. 11 berries and 10 smoked fish. Foraging hut, you are idle. Yeah, copy that. There's still lots to forage, though. Maybe what I'll do is I'm going to move them over to the west and clear out this as potential future farmland, so I'll just put them here. Another thing I thought would be a good idea is for me to put a small general warehouse open to all types of goods there, which is pretty close to the center of everything, because my central warehouse just keeps filling up, so that will help with the central warehouse's capacity limitation. The bathing wharf is getting closer to being done. So once your population goes over 21, you're going to need like double the bathing, double the cafes, you know, a lot of things incrementally increase. The initial buildings really can handle up to 21-ish. Even the bathing might be less than that. So we'll see a bump need for that stuff. Are the fillstone blocks viable for farming after being created clear to stone? No. They're infertile. They would need a hell of a lot of fertilizer. Fertilizer can be made, however, in the research tree. You can research in tier 1, which is the sifting tower here, which takes potash and creates fertilizer, as you can see at the 3rd blueprint at the bottom. But that is a long way out. That requires piped water. It requires me to obtain potash, which isn't naturally occurring on my island, so I would need to go get it. There's a lot of requirements before we can start fertilizing soil. Because if you take a look at the fertility here, it has 5 nutrients. I mean, hypothetically, what you could do is you could de-rock it and then just like leave it fallow. I don't know if that's a viable solution, but like, if you're curious about the experiment, maybe I can like do that here, because I know this was dumped soil. Leave it fallow, remove the bricks, and just like let the nutrients climb. You can if you want. It's just you have to be very patient. So, like, if I flatten the top of this mountain, I could just, like, till it all and, like, leave it empty for a while until the nutrients climb back up. But there isn't, unlike similar games, there isn't, like, cover crops, like clover that you can plant, which then would affix nitrogen in the soil. It's just, like, you have to dump potash on it. Unless you have fertilizer or potash, that's going to be a problem. And I think potash is over on this island here, as you can see. Oh, wow. See? Look at the power of smoked fish. 14 people ate it for a plus 42. That is a lot of approval. Yeah, if we wanted potash, I don't know where that might have been the closest place. It's not that close. I mean, that's a long tunnel. I could start digging it from here, though. I'm not against that as a stretch goal, but it would be a stretch. Not to be done this stream, for sure. Long stairs is done. Nice. So, long stairs, I should start to incorporate everywhere I can. Long stairs is 2 units long, which has the benefit of being a more efficient way to ascend stairs. I'm not going to start making a bunch of them now because there's not a lot of places where like I would really benefit. But if you're having to go up and down often, stairs and slides are kind of the way to go. Stone stairs are even better. So I had dug this out, and I'm going to continue digging this out for subterranean storage. I want to go 1 unit lower, though, so that I don't disrupt the soil above. But we're getting some long stair subterranean storage, and then as the ore furnace gets its cut stone, we'll then have our ores and ingots stored in here for the and fuel for those industries. Supply ship. All right, what is my rep looking like? Satisfied? Okay. Because taxes arrive tomorrow, and we'll just fix the rep loss with taxes. What's the name of the tabletop game? Chutes and Ladders? I think you're thinking of. So this is a weird project of like trying to have a crop field become more fertile over time, but I think it's a viable solution if you want to wait a season or so. And the last of the rock wharf is getting done now. So Earthworks, you're gonna get furloughed. Turtle, I'm gonna move that up out of the way. And you are going to join Madsy in the mining over here. So I decided to go down 2 units. It's going to be further. Actually, you know what? Maybe it'd be better if I... Yeah, I'm gonna change the design a little bit. I'm gonna have it go down and over. No, I'm changing my mind again. Deeper into the mountain is fine. It's not like more units to walk. The area that we want to farm in up here is really getting cleared. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this gold ore. I'll mine it, I guess. And we have maybe some gold underneath there. Typically, like, nodes of resources are... There's greater than 1. Oh, damn it. I hate when it snaps wrong. Enter area being blocked? Oh, right. So we need to then mine... Oh, God. It's hard to visualize. Mine this, I think? Yeah. All right. We have a pretty good supply of cooked fish now. One thing I'll need to do is keep an eye on my fuel. I had 42 last I checked, now we're down to 28, so it's not like I'm going to run out of fuel soon. But eventually we're going to run out of fuel, and we're going to need a person working in the charcoal furnace to actually make fuel, ideally a navigator, or explorer rather. But we should get a lot of approval for the meals that they had today, because it was like the first day that they had a significant amount of smoked fish available to them. The other thing to track is I am very close to running out of woven cloaks. So it would make sense to get my weaver back in. The weaver is another Explorers Guild workplace. So let's fire Pierogi and stick him in on weaving. We're net positive about 100 approval. Yeah, subpar clothing. Yeah, I noticed. And I'll check on the trainees. Both of them are now apprentice level. And I figure why not go all the way to craftmaster. But yeah, both of the miners are apprentice level. So they could be working the forge if I want them to. The furnace. But I don't have enough, you know, cut stone for that just yet. With the extra planks we've got, it does make sense to get the other bathing dock. I am... I'm going to... leave this plot here to be fallow and removed rocks as the experiment for soil fertility climb. But I had to get rid of a little bit of the plot there. Taxes! My favorite time of the year. I have a lot of copper ore, but I'm going to wait for that gold ore to be delivered, I suppose. I can wait till the end of the day to pay these off. My other worry, I'm going to temporarily ignore the rocks, because I'm worried that my farmers are, like, not actually doing proper farming tasks in lieu of, like, removing a bunch of stones from the ground, which doesn't really amount to matter in the long run, so I have to diligently work towards that, right? Or otherwise I'm losing crops significantly. All right. Long stair. Done. So now we have a subterranean storage path. And if I want to store things down here, I can then mine out spaces like this for two storage areas. And that should help a lot for ore furnace and charcoal furnace. One for fuel and wood, and one for ore and ingots. And there we go. In memory of a gold node. There was more gold underneath it? There was. One down and one over, though. We can obviously get it at some point, but I don't urgently need it. We know of a ton of gold already. Cafe has 14 smoked fish, 7 berries. Alright, you. Now, I did want to do a large shipment here. Potentially for the extra schematics. If we really wanted nice things, we could go all the way up to like an overflowing shipment, but I don't really want to do that because I don't need medicine or ration meals or random like positive effects. So large shipment's fine. Plus, I don't even have room for the satisfaction from the claws, because I was at 2 and now I'm at 4. Do we finally hit the 21 pop? A considerate and swift navigator, I like. And then I also like this farming optimist apprentice farmer. I'll go with rubble. Your expectations are considerably lower. Refusing the rest. The line
you have been
must
entrusted
go up.
by your fellow
Complete,
colony.
which reduces my tax burden. And this will be likely the final raffle of the stream, because I'm just about out of time. So, rubble, where are you? There you are. Unnamed. So the charcoal burner was a navigator goal, but I think what I'll do is put them in school for now. Might as well. Okay, I did want cut stone for the ore furnace. And then putting off making fuel sounds good to me. Cool. Well, that's awkward. There's like tons of nice resources. I'll excavate it and then fill it back in, because I don't want to build our storages on top of copper that I'm going to want later, right? So, yeah. Was either of them? No, that's fine. Wonder if there was an apprentice I could add. Ooh, the other bathing dock is done. Decorations. What do I put? Hanging gardens on top, I think. There we go. We want it as pretty as the other one, roughly. Got any navigators that can't smell? That's a good point. Krieg cannot smell, but Krieg is also the only viable researcher. So, yeah, that's a bad trade. We're gonna keep Krieg where Krieg is. I don't actually have active research. Nah, that occurs to me. Let's start to unlock medical triage, or actually better housing. Let's do the plank row house. Not that I needed it for the approval, because we are 130 over approval max. And we have mostly phased out dirty fur. There's not a lot that have dirty fur. And we have almost no pollution complaints. Indicative of most of the people over here like can't smell or don't care. Wow, look at my tax burden. Do? Because I have mission credit of minus 144. I owe 28 gold in taxes. Like, why even sail here? It doesn't make sense. Smuggler. Ooh. I had not realized that the smuggler might want the smoked fish. That's a pretty good way to get bullion. Sure. Smoked fish and planks for a little of the gold bars. I like it. And pirates. Well, the pirates are asking for 233 and or 231, and the gold bullion bar is 233. Go away. There's your gold. I feel like they're in cahoots. It's like a smuggler's like, hey, the guy behind me is gonna request this gold bullion, so you better let me smuggle this out. God, how many people showed up today? What, are they in queue? Oh my goodness. A supply ship. I will accept for the machinery, because I was down to 3. Gotta pump up those numbers, because I don't have a machinist yet. You really can't cut ties with the crown until you get a machinist, because you will have no way to maintain your industries, and machinists are not something you get early on. Which is why in the details I'm like, well, initially we'll be loyalists, because like you really can't rebel until you can machine your own parts, or you just die. But machinist is a research tier 3 all the way down here, so it's like gonna be a minute, right? It's difficult to show you the full scope of this game within a stream because he's big. I've already hit my 21 pop. I didn't want to add anyone new because I don't even have a house for them yet. But speaking of which, we have got Royne, the monk. You are the final colonist for today. Thank you for tuning in to Whiskerwood Pirate Seas, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow micekin.